Some people on the internet saying that this is a bug. Some people are saying that this will blow over in a few days, maybe months, weeks, whatever. They say that this is something that can be resolved. But the way I look at it is that this is an issue that will continue to go on until some serious legislation go on, or we just stop buying these digital games. Now, the latter is not going to happen. People are still going to buy digital games. It is so convenient and so nice for people to just go to their computer or PlayStation or any other console and just buy a game. The problem is this DRM thing is it's going to be a lingering issue, and it's going to be something that's going to be a problem. And if you care about ownership, this is something you may want to think about. So I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions about this new PlayStation DRM bug, and I'm gonna look through this article and react to it, give you my thoughts and opinions, and go from there. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I talk about gaming and everything under that umbrella. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. PlayStation DRM bug sparks fears over digital game access. Shout out to Robert DeFleece on InsiderGaming.com. I don't really go to this website much, but I found this article pretty interesting. A PlayStation DRM popped up for some digital players, making them worried about the status of their digital purchases. According to some players, they've noticed a timer in their digital games that required them to check in with an active internet connection every 30 days to keep the license active. Shout out to the Xbox One in 2013. Now PlayStation apparently has the same thing after all this time, which I think they probably had it this entire time ever since the PS4. They just hid it from everybody. According to a video from Modded Warfare, the issue occurs if you're running the latest 13.5 firmware for the console. This is Modded Warfare's video. You should go check that out after you check this video out. The story gained it gained traction following a tweet from Man Fight Dragon reading, hugely terrible DRM is now rolled out to all PS4, PS5 digital games. Every digital game you buy now requires an online check-in every 30 days. If you buy a digital game and don't connect your console to the internet for 30 days, your license will be removed. Now, everybody has the internet, right? You don't have to worry about nothing like that for the most part. You know, within 30 days, you will be hooked up to the internet on your console in some form or fashion, unless you just don't play on your consoles. And, you know, your purchases should still be safe as long as you hook up to the internet, right? And I get it. That's not really an issue if you are that type of person. But me, I live off of ownership. These games I purchased with my money is mine. No license should be taken away, regardless if you say I'm buying a license. Regardless, that license should stay embedded in my console, regardless of an internet connection, and I should always have access to the game if I purchased it. I don't care about you buying a license or whatever the case may be. That should not be the case. I find that illegal, and that should be something that should be rectified. I think Stop Killing Games is a part of that movement as well. I could be wrong, but nevertheless, if I purchase something, I should have access to it whenever I feel like it, just like any other thing I buy. I don't see how that is an issue, and I don't see how people can somewhat defend that. That's kind of crazy. Lance McDonald, Man Fight Dragon, he put this tweet out. Hugely terrible DRM been rolled out for PS4, PS5 games. He basically, you know, I'm going to repeat the same thing he said. And this is the picture right here showing like this is the valid start period, if you can see it. And it says the end period is May 14, 2026 at 3:46. He even got the time on it. So, and so the remaining time is 20 days. Now, I don't know how valid this is because I haven't bought any digital games recently, because they say that the new games that you buy going forward has this issue. Your games that are bought retroactively don't have this, well, back in the day, don't have this issue, so retroactively it does not affect you. But still, I don't plan on buying any digital games going forward. I mean, this is one reason why I started my pickup videos again, because I'd rather just buy physical games that I know regardless that I'm going to have. I don't mind going out touching grass, going out to the stores and buying more games. I will show you this. We just did a pickup video the other day, and look. Oh, where are these games? We got like 2,000 more games. Yeah, we just bought some more games. They're down here on the floor down here. Well, we bought more games, and my son's behind me because we went out to go buy some games. These are some of the games he bought.
This one's kind of got scared.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later. But this is one of the games that he bought that's on the Wii, and he bought some games that's on the Switch as well. So we'll do a pickup video on that at some point. But at the same time, we like going out to buy games, and you know, that's just our thing. To go out and buy games and just have fun and enjoy that time going out and touching grass. So with that being said, I look at it like this. This is ridiculous. It really is at the end of the day. It's ridiculous. It is something that needs to be addressed. It is something that needs to be fixed. And they say it's just a bug. So the DRM issue may be just an unintentional bug. Shout out to Does It Play. These guys are absolutely awesome. They say that the DRM is unintentional, claiming that they received word from an anonymous insider that Sony accidentally broke something and fixing the exploit. Now, look, I look at it like this. I don't know what kind of exploit that they have to even have this implemented in any type of server or whatever they got going on. It should not even be a thing that this is something that could be popped up on your screen on your console. A 30-day window should not be a thing to any game that you purchase. Now, if you have a subscription service, let's say what is it, like PlayStation Plus, I get that. But if you purchase something, that shouldn't even be a part. That should be a separate issue from whatever PlayStation Plus got going on. It should not be a thing. So I look at it like this. They doing this intentional. This is not unintentional. Hey, look, you're going to have an issue if you are connected to the internet or not, that these games are, technically not yours. It should not be the case. They've known this. They've known about the confusing UI for a while, but didn't see it as urgent. So let's see. For what it's worth, I checked my own PlayStation 5 to see if the issue was there. The system features an up-to-date firmware. The timer was not present for any game that I checked, which all were purchased since March. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Any of the newer, older games you got, this shouldn't be a problem. You shouldn't have an issue with that. So he said that, the older games is not an issue. Inside the game will continue to monitor, yada, yada, yada. And that's what I said. Like, I look at it like this. Like I said before. These games, it should not be an issue. This should not be a thing. I don't care if it's a bug or not. This should not be a bug that's, into any game that you purchase. It doesn't matter if it's a license issue or not. If you're saying that I'm buying the license should be permanent. Give it to me and it's mine. No matter if I cut off my PlayStation 5, if I cut off my Xbox, whatever the case may be, I can go on a cruise where there's where I don't have any internet, and I can just play my games on a cruise or wherever I am, and wherever I go, and those games should continue to work on my console regardless because I purchased them. So I don't understand why this is an issue. I don't understand why this is a thing. And at the end of the day, I just feel like Nintendo. Shout out to Nintendo. I don't understand why Sony has this issue or is implemented in the games. I feel like it was always intentional ever since 2013, in my opinion. I always felt like that this was a thing that always was an issue, and it always will be that way. No matter what, how you put it, it's just going to be a thing. And it's really ridiculous at the end of the day. I look at it like, hey, find your way out, go buy your own games. Don't worry about these licenses and just have these games. And I know everybody's not built like this to have all these games in the background and just have all these games in general. But I look at it like, hey, I know what I bought is what I bought. I don't mind going out and going to buy a game and get out and get some fresh air anyway, instead of being up in front of here all day just buying a bunch of digital games where, to be quite honest, a lot of these digital games that we buy, if we buy them in bulk, we rarely touch them anyway, because it's sensory overload. You look at, let's say, for instance, what is it, Game Pass? It's so many digital games in your face, you rarely get to touch any of them. It's kind of like the same effect, so I like going out buying my games physical, and I'm more inclined to play them, and I feel like there's real ownership there. So that's the way I look at it. Be wary when you buy these games, especially going forward. You just never know what these companies may do. I don't care if it's PlayStation, even if it's Nintendo, hell, even if it's Xbox, or dare I say any of those PC clients like Steam. This stuff can happen to anybody. Any of these companies could do this to you. So I don't put it past anyone. So I if it's a game that I don't want that bad, I'll just buy it digital and this whatever. But I rarely do that nowadays. Everything I buy is for the most part is physical. But hey, you guys, let me know what you think. Am I tripping? Is Sony in the right? What do you guys think? Do you think this is something that is a real big problem? And how are you rectifying it? Are you still buying digital games? You think the internet's always going to be there, so you're good? Or do you really love the fact that you have ownership and you want to keep ownership in the best way possible? And that's by buying physical games. Well, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.